I also wanted to find out why is it for Europeans, especially for Europeans, and in general for Westerners, Americans, Europeans, it's hard for them to assimilate in Israel. I look at some of the guys, and they're they go through this comparison analysis, completely different cultures, yes, because Israel, in fact, is a Russian culture, Eastern European, Soviet type, but not Western, because in general the life principles of Jews belongs to collectivism, mutual responsibility, mutual compassion, and it has nothing to do with European and especially American lifestyles, meaning you can live there and you can be successful there, but to adapt to it genuinely, to feel yourself that you live in it openly and comfortably, that doesn't work. But people that grow into that lifestyle, second generation, third generation, for them it's very difficult here. They have to once again go through the adaptation period, and therefore they create their own communities. And besides that, the language and local culture and local attitude to things are very twisted. As a matter of fact, Israel is a very peculiar country with its huge bureaucracy, its problems, security, and so on, with its not corrected peasants that came from all over the places and whom it is impossible to unite and to mold into something solid, and so on. So all in all, the country is problematical. And of course, for Westerners who arrive here from full comfort, which have huge houses at home, villas, pools, possibilities, and so on, the European culture on which they're being hooked and which they consider to be the greatest and the most progressive, and of course all that very difficult. Here we have a small village, which actually is bragging about its lack of education, its disadvantage comparing to Europe, if you can call it a disadvantage at all, really. So that's how it is. We see it with our own eyes. So I understand them. The only thing is, they can't escape anywhere. They can go to different countries, but they're also. I don't see any future. I don't see a future for European Jews at all. None. It's going to be a gradual uprising of fascism, Nazi regimes, which will inevitably pressure them more and more. Well, as we learned it from Germany, they can exist there until the very end, and then they are going to justify their pressures, their persecutors. The history repeats itself. But there won't be anything else in Europe. Nothing. And also in America. In America also. It's just that America is too large, too divided. It's too multi-layered. But nevertheless, there will be hatred too between everyone. It's just a bit more complicated because there are Latinos, African Americans, Europeans, and between them, 7-8 million Jews among them. Big deal. But still, it's like a bone lodged in the throat. Though it's a small bone, but you feel it more than anything else. So everything moves toward escalation, because precisely on escalation you can resolve the problem. Meaning to realize why such particular hatred arises. It was in previous centuries, but it wasn't clear. It wasn't acknowledged. Its causes were religious at one point, then financial, though we still have it in our time. Maybe some other secret mystical societies, maybe, but in fact people will have to clarify these things for themselves. They will have to clarify them. It's the constant problem, and it's not going to go anywhere. Therefore, everything is ahead of us, and we must disseminate our view, and as a result, sooner or later, the world will get to know the cause of their relationships, these relationships, and where it all is leading them.